And there we go. Game number 1 is here. Cold White, thank you so much for the sub. It's very much appreciated. We're gonna have Dave Hun playing towards the southeast with Lithuanians for game number 1. We're gonna have Jibatong playing with Franks towards the northwest instead in the red color. I guess now if you follow you get a few free emotes. Yes, that is the case, Wonderboy. You have the high emote, which is free. You have the ad squad emote as well, which allows you to show your support whenever you watch a commercial. Of course, subscribers do not get commercials, but non-subscribers can now also support my content through commercials. I noticed the other activity on YouTube. Actually been binge watching Silver Titans League on your channel lately. Nice, Wonderboy. Nice to hear that. Whoa, and Kowai, thank you so much for the gifted sub. It's very much appreciated, and welcome back to the club, Wonderboy. I hope you're doing alright. And thank you for the support, Cold White. By the way, what I said about money and stuff is not to put any pressure on anybody, alright? I don't want anybody to feel pressure to provide more support than they were doing. Like, once again, I am able to support myself the way things are as is already. It's fine. I want to grow organically. I don't want to, you know, guilt trip anybody into donating or subbing or gifting subs in any case. I do appreciate it, Cold White. I just want to make sure that nobody feels pressure, right? I'm doing alright. I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere, and I'm going to be here through 2023 for sure. Don't feel pressure, but it's Christmas. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for the present. I'll take it. You are gifting a sub to Wonderboy, but you are gifting me your heart, and I'll take it and take care of it. Thank you so much. I watched this one, plus I kind of need to start preparing for bed. Have fun and run. Alright, Bailo. I'll see you next time. Take care of yourself as well. I don't have cable, but prefer to give my money to streams I watch often. Yeah, that is mostly what keeps me going, right? People providing support, of course. Is there a big favorite in these two? Oh, Jibatong. Jibatong for sure. You could do exclamation mark elo space Dave _ Hun, and you will see, but I think the difference over here is quite substantial. This might actually be one of the most one-sided sets, I believe. Dave Han, last time that I took a look, I think he was like 1700. I'm not really sure if he's gotten any higher than that. Might have gotten higher than that. While Jibatong, on the other hand, he was like 2k2, 2k3 probably. Something like that. TTL has been great to watch on YouTube. I rarely have time for Twitch these days, but it's coming back. Invested into AO2 again, catching up on these there. Yeah, the idea is to have daily videos on YouTube, ideally for the entirety of 2023, and that's going to be much more convenient for some people to watch compared to Twitch. And even though I do have the VODs on Twitch in addition to the videos that go up on YouTube, and actually the VODs on Twitch come up earlier than the videos come up on YouTube, nobody's coming to Twitch to watch the games, right? Unless you are already coming out to Twitch to watch somebody else live, and then you're already on the page, and then you can go to the VOD page, right? But for every video that I have over 100 views on YouTube, the Twitch VOD counterpart is going to have less than 10, so definitely YouTube is something that I should have gotten back to a very long time ago, and I'm glad that it's finally up and running again. And once again, it's going to keep getting better, right? We are going to have some custom content coming up on it, the same way that we have had several feature videos coming up on YouTube. Next up, I think it's going to be the whole history behind the Amazon purchase, mostly so that people can see the receipts and everything, and they know that I just didn't take the money and walk away with it. I very much did not. I very much ended up losing a lot of money on the whole Amazon thing. But yeah, I think people need to know, right, what happened. And then after that one, we are going to have a video coming out for Capture H as well. It's going to be a video guide about how to use Capture H to analyze your own games. And how to hopefully make the best out of it. Yeah, and then after that, I don't really have anything planned right now, so we'll see. VLH is here ready for Jibatong. Dave is going up to VLH himself as well. Step was already on the way for Jibatong. Dave is getting to the VLH right now. He's got the barracks only now coming up though, so a little bit mistimed here. And the sable's on the way. He needs to go for double bit X. He's got it. Jibatong's going for it already, a little bit earlier. Twitch VODs are kind of awkward, especially compared to YouTube once there's been a bit of editing and stuff. Twitch is great live, but for watching quite awkward, not to mention YouTube has better app support for other devices. Yeah, that is true as well. The other day I watched my YouTube channel for the first time on a 4K TV. And it actually holds up quite alright. Hopefully in 2023, if I manage to upgrade my computer, we're going to have much higher quality videos coming up, ideally like 4K stuff. 60 FPS, that'll be great. We'll see. But anyway, just got home today and I can enjoy some big lazy days with bullet chess, WCC and some Twitch AOE until New Year's Eve. Lovely. Sounds like a plan, Cold White. Sounds like a plan. Second stable is coming out for Dave Hunt. Notice he's going for the second stable very, very close to his TC, so he won't get spotted. Meanwhile, Jibatong is on a single stable over here. He does have 3 scouts though. Let's see if he'll be able to get any damage down over here. So I saw that you already looked for Jibatong and he's 2k2, right? Somebody could do exclamation mark elo space Dave underscore Hun to see what the blue player's elo is like, but I think he should be a few hundred elo points below Jibatong. If I'm not wrong, we'll see. Oh, 2k! I seem to have misrecalled. Maybe the last time that I took a look it was 2k. I had, for some reason, this idea that Dave was 1700, but no. That is Marauder Dave, not Dave Hunt, right? One village goes down though. Jibatong brings the pressure up, brings the scout over to the berry bushes. Might be able to get a second villager down over there. If he can get one more hit, then he's not gonna be able to do so. So the villager garrison side of TC, Dave's gonna be able to save it. And Jibatong's John Blood over here. He's going to get a much better engagement against the scouts from Dave Hunt. And this is kind of sloppy from the bull player though. Having the unit split into 2 groups and trying to defend against a larger amount of scouts from Jibatong was always going to result in a loss. So he ended up getting one of the scouts cleaned up. Now we're going to see another villager go down over there. The scouts over here, Jibatong places cards right, should still be strong compared to Dave's. He's got more. Could potentially take advantage of the hill over there as well. And then up in the north, Dave still struggled to find a single villager. And that is a very, very questionable engagement over here. Dave does manage to get one of the spearmen down, but now the scouts are very weak. And the villagers are actually not doing too bad over here. So one villager goes down in the end. I guess it was not quite as questionable for Dave. He might end up getting another villager, but he loses one extra scout. In the end, it's going to be 2-2 equal KD. Still the KD overall favors Han. While Jibatong's going to keep on roaming around. And now Dave might not realize about this. And this is a big, big breach. As the scouts are coming over, Dave is gonna be completely exposed, and this will result in 4 additional losses. As the villagers go down, there we go. Yes, sir. Yeah, and Dave's just going to call the GG. 15 minutes into the game, Jibatong dominates game number 1. And takes the lead in the series. Let's go and take a look at game number 2 very, very quickly after taking a look at the achievements. So better than 3-2 KD ratio for Jibatong, approaching 5-3. For economy, we have a stronger economy for Jibatong as well. And then for society, we have a stronger villager max count for Jibatong. Taking the fewest losses as well, losing 1 villager throughout the game compared to Dave Hunt losing 6 villagers over here. That was a very nicely played game from Jibatong. Now we're going to jump into game number 2 basically right away because we do not want to wait, right? And commercial from before the series already has enough pre-roll off time to go for the second game without a commercial. And here we go. Brutal stuff. Absolutely brutal stuff. Yes. Dave, who is a joke, and BL asked him on AoE Zone once, and who are you exactly, during an argument. Oh, right. Dave Han streams his point of view occasionally too, not too often though. Right. Yeah, Dave Han is not Dave the caster. Dave the caster is known as Marauder. Well, maybe not so much. The last time that we co-cast together and I introduced him as Marauder, he said that nobody ever calls him that he tried to have it gain traction, but it never did. So everybody just calls him Dave. But I will still refer to him as Marauder. So for game number 2, Dave's got, you know, not Marauder. Dave Han's got Bohemians over here. And on the left-hand side, right? And it's going to be, once again, those generations where one of the players is going to be kind of in the middle of a side compared to being in the corner, right? And in the end, it's going to be Jibatong, the one to be closer to the corner on the right-hand side. Playing with Spanish, the red player, that is. Controller player. Yes. Not this Dave. This is not that Dave. This is Dave Han. Dave, the controller player, the caster, is Dave AoE or Marauder. I'm getting a big cold. Hopefully it's the beer, not the sickness crawling. Hopefully. You know, these last couple days, I didn't really know if my throat was sore from getting sick or from just the days being colder. Finally, we have a little bit of a streak of cold here in my city, but right now, it definitely doesn't feel like it's just the weather. It definitely feels like I'm actually sick a little bit. But we are going to continue casting, of course, as we always do, as we always did. We should have a Dave versus Dave show match, cast by Dave. Wait, what? Who would be the third Dave? Anyway. Walls are coming up already for Dave Han and Jibatong. It's going for the walls down the south as well. Oh, they can just cast a wreck. That is a good point, Wonderboy. Yes, that is a good point. And then they can co-cast with Dave. I know that he does that sometimes, doesn't he? Yeah. Just a little, you know, a small dose of schizophrenia never has hurt anybody. There's a 1600 Dave from Australia too. Okay, yeah, we could have that. You know, but if you want to have a somewhat even matchup, you want to have Marauder Dave versus the 1600 Dave from Australia, and then have Dave Han casted, because if it's going to be Dave Han versus either Dave, the other Daves are significantly lower either, right? So I guess they would maybe with handicap perhaps, probably. Let's take a look at the civilizations, as we need to wait quite a while before the players make anything happen in this game. It's going to be most likely fast casted from both. Let's take a look at Dave's civilization first. He's playing with Bohemians, which means he's going to get 3 mining camp upgrades. He gets on top of that with the Bohemians. Sanctity and Fervor affect villagers. A 100 wood discount on blacksmith and universities. As well as 25% higher attack on Spearline units, and he gets access to chemistry and hand cannoneer from the Castle Age. The Spanish, on the other hand, for Mr. Jibatong, will get 33% faster working builders, 18% faster attacking gunpowder units, as well as no gold cost on blacksmith upgrades, and that's going to be about it for the most part. Oh! Jibatong with the 2K2 plays over here using the town bell. But yeah, it's going to be about it, right, from the Spanish player. There's apparently a 1200 UK Dave 2, so theoretically we could have Dave casting with Dave co-cast in a match where Dave plays Dave. True. True, T-Bot. Yeah. So I would have Marauder play versus the Australian Dave, and then Dave Han and the 1200 Dave cast and co-cast. That seems about right. PLH is already on the way for both these players, and we are expecting to see a fast castle from both. Jibatong playing with Spanish is always going to go for a fast castle play, Conquistadors, right? And let's take a look at what kind of scouting information the red players got going for him. So he was trying to send the scout around to hopefully get some scouting information behind the walls, but he won't be able to do it because Dave Han was already able to get the walls up, and now it's going to be so late for Jibatong to get any scouting information at the center. The scouts gotta go around the map through the front gates to just begin scouting at the center. Taking a look at the map generation though, we'll see that the blue player, he's got the main gold on the back, he's got a secondary gold forward. We have the main stone forward as well, and I think this gold, once again, I think this might actually get spotted by an enemy unit. So if we have the red player come over along the walls like this, right? That is not what I meant to do. If he's got the scout coming up like this, then he would probably get vision of the stone. And because he's going to go for a castle anyway, this could be really good for Jibatong to try and... There we go. Go for a castle. Oh my lord. Annotations have been kind of acting up today. But yeah, I could go for a castle over there and potentially deny this, deny this, deny this, right? If he gets vision of the stone, of course. Yeah, and you know what? That'd be the only stone somewhat close to a TC for Dave Han. Because the next one is all the way on the left beyond the walls, which will leave his economy kind of exposed if he ever tried to go for that stone. So going for a castle over here for the location I was talking about would actually be really good for Jibatong. But once again, the scout is just roaming around and... Is he auto-scouting? What is this? I don't think he is. Is there a set map thing for this tournament, all walled in? Arena is available as a home map on this tournament. That's going to be all walled in. If that's what you're talking about. Now only there was a way to attract every possible Dave to watch that Dave versus Dave that is being cast by Dave and Dave, so we could have Dave watching Dave, Dave and Dave casting the Dave versus Dave game, right? That'd be interesting for sure. Yeah, so they're just gonna be here very soon for Dave. Am I the only one thinking of the multi-Spider-Man meme? That'll be quite fitting over there, yeah. Oh, triple monastery play from Dave. On the right hand side, we'll see a castle coming up from Jibatong. Once again though, because of the scouting information being so lackluster, he doesn't end up going for the forward castle. Now, he's going to realize about the stone. Too late! Take a look at that! He's got the stone, he's got the gold. Now scouted, but if he had sent the scout forward just 1 minute earlier, he would have been able to go for a much better castle location over there. Now, it's kind of stuck playing with a defensive castle. At the very least, the Conquistadors do have the mobility that they need to render the extra distance pretty much moot. However, yeah, he won't be able to deny the resource, right? Imagine if the castle were coming up over here, the castle was coming up forward, then they wouldn't be able to collect the stone whatsoever. How about watching Nova play? Perhaps, perhaps. For anybody who wants to see my pretty lackluster gameplay skills, you can go back and watch the Jeopardy stream from Sullivan's channel. Jeopardy... AoE Jeopardy 4. Or you can potentially watch the VOD. I think there's a VOD for a game that I played on stream once, some time ago. Yeah, and eventually my placement matches that I played several months ago are going to go up on YouTube as well, so you're going to be able to see that if you want to. Cringe. Cast your own game? Yeah, I don't know about that. We have a good amount of conquistadors coming out right now. Dave Han is roaming around with the monks. So far, he struggled to make use of these. As a matter of fact, Jibatong's the only player who's gotten the relic up until this point, despite being the player to go for scout and information the last. And that's another relic coming in. He's got a scout guarding the relic on the left hand side, so he might end up getting all 5 relics. There we go, Dave's trying to get one of the relics, but that's the problem with it though. So long as Jibatong has scouted the center, he will realize about the relic missing, or going missing. So he will send a scout over. Atonements here though for Dave Han, and he will get one of the monks. Let's take a look. Relic gets dropped over there, and the end's going to be 2 relics to kneel in favor of Jibatong still. 3 relics still out for grabs, and the scout gets deleted. But we'll see the conquistadors coming over. That is a huge amount of monks coming over from the bull player though. And Jibatong's gotta respect it for as many conquistadors he's got. There's a chance for Dave to land many a conversion against these units. Of course, with good unit control, this could very well go in favor of the bull player. So let's take a look. It's gonna be the first player to click out to the Imperial Age. He's got a single TC. Meanwhile, Jibatong's got a single TC as well, and he doesn't have anywhere near enough resources to go out to the Imperial Age. And Jibatong's gotta be careful. Many of the conquistadors could get converted over here. Dave is not paying attention though! So now the monks, they are going to get cleaned up, and in the end we see some conversions coming up, but the unit control is not going to be the best. So Dave Han ends up losing the majority of the monks over here after getting only 2 conversions, 3 conversions, make that 4 conversions at most. We'll still have enough over here for the red player to clean out the converted conquistadors and deny the castle with the remaining conquistadors. So that was actually a really good engagement for Jibatong, and I think this might very well be the last engagement of the game if Dave does not call the GG after losing so many villagers over here and falling behind by so much. Yeah. And you know how he's ever gonna be able to come back, right? So Jibatong played the game of patience over here. Was able to get a good enough amount of conquistadors out that he was going to kind of overpower Dave's ability to control his monks, because let's go back once again. If Dave controlled his monks perfectly, you know, there were 11 monks over there, and he had already taken a few losses, and we had 12 conquistadors total. If he had converted, you know, 7 out of the 12 conquistadors, he was in a much better position. Even if he lost all the monks, he was going to clean out the rest of the conquistadors. He was going to get the castle up. He was going to be the first player to get to the Imperial Age and to get access to trebuchets. But unfortunately, unit control did not favor the blue player over there, and that allowed Jibatong to take the better engagement, to take the game, so that's going to be 2-0 in favor of the red player. Let's go through the achievements before we jump into game number 3. Very nice KD over here for Jibatong. Fantastic. 4 conversions total from Dave Hunt. I think he might have gone for about 13 monks total. Let me take a look at something though. Does it show the monks over here or villagers as the most produced units? No, it's going to be monks, right? He went for 16 monks total. He got 4 conversions. That is not good. That is not a good success rate. What was he looking at though? You build a castle, pay attention, right? I think he was probably expecting Jibatong to respect the monks on, you know, on his own. And then he probably just tried to, I don't know, micro some economy over here in the back. I'm not really sure what though, because it doesn't seem like he was going for much of anything. Yeah, I think he was just banking on Jibatong respecting the monks. And that was clearly not enough on its own, of course. For economy, we have a much stronger economy for Jibatong in the end, as well as a higher villager max count. With fewest losses, Dave Hunt ended up losing 11 workers over there. Meanwhile, Jibatong was in a much better position, of course, so let's go back. There we go. And what T-Bot is saying as well, the people in general just task all the monks start converted and then retask them to other units is also true. And it's a little bit riskier than, you know, control grouping your monks, because if you get accidentally 1 conversion with all your monks, then you lose all the faith. That is a little bit better in the Imperial Age and it's mitigated by the fact that Theocracy allows your group monks to use a single monk's faith. But if you try to do it in the Castle Age, you target, like, let's say 1 unit with 10 monks, and then you just try to retask the other monks. Chances are you're not going to be able to retask them fast enough to prevent them from getting a group conversion. And it's usually going to result in probably, at the very least, 5 or 6 monks targeting a single unit. So there's certainly a risk in that. What would you have done differently if you were Dave in the previous game? Oh man, honestly, I don't think it's a matter of doing something different. I think it was just not fast enough. I think Dave... Well, you certainly want to keep paying attention to the monks, right? And the castle coming up, because he started converting a little bit too late. But even then, I think if he started converting as early as he could, I think it's just mechanics. Maybe don't make a play for monks if you're not going to be comfortable enough using them, perhaps. Maybe that could have been different. But that being said, given the strat that Jibatong was going for with the fast castle conquistadors, the monk play, it makes sense. So I'm really sure there was anything that Dave in his position would have been able to do different that was going to put him in a better position. Like, in all honesty, I think like Jibatong was probably going to be the one to take the game no matter what. Because you're still going to be constrained by your own mechanics, your own abilities. And yeah, honestly, I don't know if they would have been able to do much of anything to prevent Jibatong from taking a good engagement. Like, he could have tried to go for a castle back home, perhaps. That, obviously, would have been much safer. I guess, right? But yeah, I don't think there was a way for him to get the castle up at the center. Just use a stop micro? Well, the point of starting the group conversion is that you are able to retask or retarget the monk without losing conversion time. If you stop, it's kind of the same as control grouping, right? Where the monk's going to start from 0. Unless you're talking about like starting a conversion with several monks, then trying to retask. And then after you have done that a few times, then you stop to prevent the monks from group converting, maybe. But then it's kind of risky, right? You gotta kind of keep in mind how long it's been since you started group converting in the first place to make sure that you don't get past the minimum conversion time. Is there an upgrade to increase chances of success conversions? No, but there is an upgrade that decreases chances of conversions, which is faith. Not all civilizations get it, but most of them do. There is theocracy as well, which utilizes the the faith of a single monk when you group convert. So you're able to convert a single unit with 10 monks, and then the next unit with 9 monks, and then the next unit with 8 monks. And there are so many ways to play monks. It's ridiculous, but all of them are going to require some pretty decent mechanics. I meant another kind of micro altogether, not sure you know it. You stop and use the next idle meter. Oh, right, okay, yeah. So that is, okay, yeah. I get what you're saying. So that is going to be better for... So you don't have to control group the monks. So you just stop the group, you go to the next idle military, and then you try to target an enemy unit, right? It's kind of like having a group, with the difference that you don't have to assign it previously. You just can go for one monk individually. And then do that. Yeah, that is good, actually. I would imagine the only problem with that would be that the camera moves, so you have to have very good mouse accuracy in order to target the enemy units, right? Because if you go to an idle unit, it's going to center the camera around it, and even if you have your group fairly close together, assuming that you don't have any other idle military units, right? Then maybe that could work. Yeah, that's actually interesting. One micro is super complicated. There are multiple ways, and all of them can be optimal. Yeah, and different situations are going to call for different methods oftentimes as well. When you have a few monks, when you have too many monks, when you have theocracy, when you don't have theocracy, right? It's a whole subject that I'd very much like to explore at some point on a series of YouTube videos, or on a single YouTube video. Gotta hop off for now. Take care, everyone, and good night. In case I didn't get back. Alright, I got mystery. No problem. And in case I didn't get to see you before New Year, Happy New Year to you as well. It's insane if you ever see it in action. Legit looks like a macro. Right. Yeah, I would imagine, right? Because you can just spam the keys. Yeah, you do need some pretty decent mouse accuracy though, because of the camera, which keeps on shifting. Unless you select all the idle military units. In that case, I guess it's not the case. Nice pressure coming in from Jibatong. Is going to be the first player to get into the fuel H. He was the first player going for pressure. He's got the scouts, but he wasn't able to get a village down. Meanwhile, Dave Han playing with the Khmer over here. He's got at the very least a civilization that will allow him to protect his economy a little bit easier by garrisoning villages inside the houses. There we go. So far, pretty uneventful. One kill coming in from Dave Han. But that might change right now for the wars for Dave Han. He does realize about the villager though being targeted and garrisons her inside the house right away. So it's going to be scouts versus scouts and some villagers over here from Dave as well. That's going to favor the Wu players. So Jibatong recognizes this and walks away. He had a spearman over there, but the spearman got taken down. Scout got taken down. He was able to get one scout down himself as well. And in the end, he's just going to walk away. And we had the same military count for both these players. With the difference, of course, that Jibatong is going to be the only player with a barracks right now. So it's going to be the only player adding Spearman into the mix. And this is one of the things that we talk about often when we see Khmer being selected for one of these Scout War games, right? Because you do not get affected by building requirements, and usually players go for stables without going for barracks. they kind of end up doing a disservice to themselves. That's going to be another village going down from Dave Han. 2 villages going down so far. The Spearman's coming over from Jibatong as well. This could very well be very good for the red player. And once again, the Spearman is getting so much damage on. We have still 3 scouts left over there for Jibatong. Made that only once. The Spearman goes down in the end. Jibatong gets pushed away, but he was able to get some good damage by taking some of the villagers down. 2-0 EQKD favoring Jibatong. He will walk away, and in the end, he did end up getting the war's military traits, but it may not matter. Both these players went down significantly in military count. Dave is behind by 1 worker right now, as Jibatong did get a little bit of idle TC time himself when going for full scout. But it seems like it's going to be the case for Dave as well. 1 minute and 20 seconds of idle TC time for both these guys. Only 1 stable for the red players, 2 stables still for Dave Han. He is trying to keep production going from both the stables. It's going to be pretty tricky, of course, pretty difficult to sustain production. And Jibatong is actually making very heavy use of the Spearman. He's trying to leverage the fact that Dave has not gone for a barracks to get a better army composition over here. So technically he's outnumbered, or he will be outnumbered by Dave if the whole player is able to keep the stables working. But the Spearman from Jibatong will make the engagement so much better for the red player. It'll be sad to think, no need to ult, and all of a sudden you're not Kimmer. I have seen usually it go the other way around, where players forget that they are Kimmer and they try to go for quick walls and whatnot, that they completely forget about garrison and villagers. But that's not been the case this time around. Dave has been taking advantage of it, so let's take a look. That's another big engagement taking place right now. The Spearman's over there as well from the red player. We have 2 Spearmen over there still. The Spearman will go down in the end. Yes, sir, but the Spearman go down in the end. Still, we have more scouts for Dave Han compared to Jibatong. The red player gets pushed away once again. Dave's Bloodlines upgrade over here is making a big difference when it comes to taking an engagement against Jibatong's army, even if the red player is bringing Spearman into the mix. On the left-hand side, Dave's got a dock coming up, actually, close to the center, so at the center pond. And Jibatong instead. Jibatong is still on a single stable in 1 barracks. Oh, no, he does have a single stable, never mind. He just went for it. We'll see if he's able to keep production going, though, from both those. It's been pretty difficult for Dave with the Khmer, with their insane farming economy. I'm not really sure Jibatong will be able to, to keep production going himself. He's 5 farmers below Dave Han's economy, and then the bull player is going to be the first player to go for efficiencies as well, so his food economy should be much better. This is going to require some pretty heavy outplaying from Jibatong to take this game, as Dave is looking so much stronger right now. His setup is so much better. What is the Khmer bonus you spoke about? Garrison villagers? Oh, yeah. I've not really been introducing civilizations too much this series. We've been talking about a variety of things during the Dark Ages, so sorry about that. If you're watching this on YouTube as well, do let me know. Did you mind not having the civilization bonus mentioned at the beginning of the game? That is something that I do oftentimes, probably 90% of the time, so I guess it's probably something that people come to expect, but I don't know. Sometimes I think it might be kind of redundant, because I imagine most of the viewers would already be familiar with all the civilization bonuses, but that is not the case every time, so do let me know. Maybe my expectations are completely off. Do other civilizations have this? Garrison inside houses, villagers? No, that's just going to be Khmer. I think it never hurts to refresh everyone's memory of civ bonuses. Yeah, what I want to do, and that's something also that I'm going to try to do next year, is I want to bring panels with the bonuses and whatnot, but I don't want to just screenshot the tech tree, summary panel and bring it up. No, I want to make something custom. I want to make a panel that is going to have not only the civilization bonuses, but it's also going to have the civilization uniline grade at the bottom as well. So you would see the bonuses at the top, and then at the bottom you would see like this civilization has A+ cavalry archers, A+ archers, right? A+ hussar, A+ paladin. You probably know which civilization I'm talking about. And then this other one, it's got S tier archers and like B tier scouts or whatever. That's what I want to do, but it's going to require some time. There we are. Big engagement taking place right now. Once again, Jibatong's gonna be the one with the spearman over here. He's got a lot of units left. 3 spearmen over here. They do go down pretty easily though to the scouts as Dave cleans up the spearman over there. He ends up pushing Jibatong once again. And this just comes because of the stronger farmer economy that the Chimera get. As their farmers do not need mills or TCs to drop food on. It might seem like his farm his farm layout over here is not very optimal, but it doesn't matter because the villagers just keep on. They just drop the resources. You'll see that they never actually collect anything, and the food for Dave is coming up in a trickle as opposed to in big buckets of 10 at a time. Content bonuses, too much info for new players. In my opinion, I think it never hurts to refresh everyone's memory. Okay, it's nice to have a fresh conversation with your audience. Yeah, that's good for the live audience. I'm not really sure what the YouTube viewers are going to think about it, but do let me know if you're watching this series on YouTube. Do let me know underneath in the comments what you think about it. All right. Hey Kingston, hi. Ideal, separate videos presenting different civilizations by yourself, and then just play the videos over here at the beginning of the game. So the problem with that is that if a civilization bonus changes, then I need to change the video for that as well. Or if the balance changes, what I want to do is build panels over here programmatically so that they are always up to date and I don't need to maintain them, because being a one-man team means that I do need to try and lower the maintenance cost of anything that I do as much as possible. Is there any big tournaments between Christmas and New Year except this one? There is Game of the Hippo taking place today and tomorrow, apparently. I was not aware of it. That's going to be a free-for-all. 1 versus 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 1, but I'm not going to cast it because my computer's not strong enough for games with more than 6 players. Maybe a SIP bonus tab on your channel? A SIP bonus tab? I'm not really sure I follow. We have like right now from Jibatong. He's managed to get to the back of Dave Hahn's economy, and that is a lot of villagers going down as the bull player completely committed to getting the TC up. Jibatong's light cavalry were able to get a lot of the villages down over here. Meanwhile, the counter rate from Dave Hahn is nowhere near as effective. So despite the fact the bull player was playing the better civilization to defend against raids over here, his commitment to getting the TC up over here, plus lack of houses around this area to gather some villagers in, resulted in a lot of losses. Now Jibatong is ahead in worker and military count. Well, Dave, on the other hand, has taken 15 villager losses so far. He's only been able to get 2 villager kills himself. Oh, like a, right. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that, potentially, in the future as well. But once again, that's something that's got to be done programmatically so that it's always up to date. I don't have to, every time there's a balance change, to have to go back and update like 15 commands or something. As a matter of fact, in the past, we used to have commands like that. The info commands, they were quite helpful, but they kind of got outdated very quickly. Nice villager picks over here. Finally, Dave is getting some extra damage done. In the end, the work account's going to be the same for both these players. Dead even. As we see Jibatong still roaming around with knights this time around. Knights in light cavalry still. Trying to find some exposed economy. Might be able to get a village down over here. And Dave managed to get the TCs up. Jibatong managed to get the TCs up for the most part as well. Still the only player with pikemen right now. And the game has stabilized. There you go. So yeah, we used to have info commands. We used to have commands where you would do exclamation mark. I think we might still have them. Can anybody try? I don't remember if I removed them at all. Can somebody try and do like exclamation mark villager info? No spaces. All together. Exclamation mark villager info. If you get a whisper, then the commands are still there, but they are not too useful because they were from back in the day, from patch 5.8 from Age of Empires to HD. Yeah, there we go, archery info like that. Are you getting a whisper? Oh, they're still there. Yeah, so the commands are there. You can do, for instance, exclamation mark Hun info. It's gotta be the singular, not the plural. So it's Hun info or Khmer info, no spaces, and you're going to get a whisper. Now the problem is that those are very outdated. It's very hard to maintain them. Alright, I remember the ones that I deleted were from the Discord server. It's going down. Jibatong's got a good amount of units. We have about 22 cavalry units for Dave Han over here. Meanwhile, Jibatong's got only 19, so he's got to be careful. There we go. Beautiful. Game number 3 is certainly looking a lot better for Dave compared to games 1 and 2, but he's not managed to get much of a lead yet. Jibatong is still looking very strong over here, and once again, and very importantly, the pikemen are making a big difference. Let's take a look at the HP pool. It's looking better for the red player. It's got more units over here as well to work with. It's gotta be careful. Jibatong should be able to get a better trade over here if he sends the spearman forward. However, there's a little bit of a choke point over here that Dave could potentially try and leverage. Yeah, I noticed Jibatong's going up to the market right now. We'll take this one down. It can actually hurt quite a lot. The market might not seem like a very high relevance point of interest, but it can be very, very deadly. The longer the game goes and the more your economy needs proper balancing. So Jibatong, he does not want to take the engagement over there though. We have chain bar and armor and forging for Dave, but Jibatong's got iron casting in addition to chain bar and armor. He should be able to come out on top, and he's going to, by the looks of it, the red player is going to wipe out all the units from Dave. Yeah, and the blue player realizes, but man, this is so hard to actually distinguish much of anything because of the rubble over there. I cannot really blame Dave for not really assessing the fight properly, but now the rubbles disappear. The smoke clears away, and it's quite clear that Jibatong is the one on the lead. So if he's able to keep production going, and he will try to, it seems like this might be going in favor of Jibatong, and once again this might be exactly what the red player needed to secure the lead in the game and to take this series as Dave Han calls the GG. Jibatong's gonna be the one moving on then to the next round, the round of 18 for the spot in the goal league, as Dave, well, Dave gets knocked out in the round 36 in the server league. Let's go for the achievements one more time. Remember, there's one more series coming up after this one. Licks versus Ozone. It's coming up in a moment. And we'll see for military. Better KD for Jibatong in the end. Approaching 11 to 10. We'll see for economy. Stronger economy for Jibatong too. And this is actually kind of surprising. If you take a look at the 50% line over here, it seems as if Dave was kind of catching up as the players were going up to the Castle Age in terms of economy because of the stronger economy he had with the fishing ships, right? But it was never really that much better for Dave. At no point in time, it seems like Jibatong started falling behind too much. So the fact that Red player was able to keep up despite how well the early stages of the game were looking for Dave is nothing short of remarkable. So well played, Jibatong. It's going to be the one moving on.